Level 1. The Nobody. You're 14 years old. You live in a village outside Warwick. Your father is a blacksmith, not a rich one. He shoes horses and fixes plowshares. You've never held a sword in your life, but every summer the tournament comes to town. You watch from the fence, knights in polished armor charging at each other with lances the size of tree trunks, the crowd screaming, pennants snapping in the wind. When a knight wins, the Lord himself stands up and applauds. Women throw flowers, men chant his name. You want that, but right now you're nobody. A barefoot kid watching from the mud. One day, a squire rides past your father's shop. His horse throws a shoe. Your father fixes it. The squire looks at you. You want to work for a knight? You nod so fast you almost snap your neck. Show up at the castle gate tomorrow. You don't sleep that night. Level 2. The Page. You're at the castle now. You serve Sir Roland DeVoe. He's a middling knight. Not famous, not rich, but he fights in tournaments across 3 counties, and he needs someone to carry his gear. You carry his helmet. You polish his greaves. You sleep in the stables on straw. You eat whatever the kitchen has left over, but you're learning. You watch Sir Roland train every morning. You see how he holds the lance, tucked under the arm, elbow locked, weight shifting forward right before impact. At night, you practice with a stick against a sack of grain hanging from a rope. Your arms burn, your hands crack and bleed. Nobody is training you. Nobody cares. You're furniture. But you're watching, and one day, you're going to be the one on that horse. Level 3. The Squire. You're 17, Sir Roland promotes you. Every morning before dawn, you drill with a wooden sword against a quintain, a rotating target on a post. If you hit it wrong, the arm swings back and knocks you off your feet. You also learn to ride in armor. First time you put on a full suit of mail, you can barely breathe. It weighs 40 pounds. You have to mount a horse, hold a lance, and charge at a target while wearing it. First time you try, you fall off before you reach the target. Everybody laughs. You get back on. After 3 months, you can strike the target 9 times out of 10. You attend tournaments now as Sir Roland's second. You help him into his armor, you hand him his lance. Sometimes he wins. Sometimes he gets knocked off his horse so hard you have to pour water on his face until he remembers his own name. You're making no money, but you're getting closer. Level 4. The Tournament Foot Soldier. You're 20. Sir Roland gives you permission to enter a tournament, not the joust, the melee. 30 institutionalized men enter a roped-off field with blunted swords and clubs. Last group standing wins. No rules except don't kill else on purpose. You borrow a dented helmet and a coat of plates that doesn't fit. The horn blows. A man twice your size swings a mace at your head. You duck. You slam your shoulder into his chest. He goes down. By the end, there are 8 men standing. You're one of them. You get 4 shillings. First money you've ever earned with a weapon in your hand. Your nose is broken, 2 ribs are cracked, but you won, and people noticed. Level 5. The Hedge Knight. You're 23. Sir Roland is dead, thrown from his horse during a skirmish near the Scottish border. Nothing glorious, just bad luck and bad ground. He left you his second-best sword and a horse with a bad knee. You're a hedge knight now. No lord, no patron, no lands. You sleep in hedgerows and barns. You travel from tournament to tournament fighting for prize money. Sometimes you win. Sometimes you get beaten so badly you can't ride for 3 days. Your shield is plain, no coat of arms, just bare wood. That tells everyone what you are, a nobody with a sword and a dream. But you start winning enough. You beat a landed knight in single combat at Chester. Nobody expected it. You knocked him off his feet with a half-sword grip that turns the blade into a short spear, a technique Sir Roland used to practice. The knight's patron sends a man to your tent that night. My lord would like to speak with you. Level 6. The Retained Knight. You're 25. Lord Edmund de Clare has taken you into his household. You wear his colors, blue and gold. You have a coat of arms, a mailed fist holding a hammer, a nod to your father's trade. You have real armor, fitted plate, a warhorse that isn't a retired plow horse with joint problems. The joust is one-on-one. Two knights charge at each other down a tilt barrier at full gallop. You have 3 seconds to aim your lance at a target moving towards you at a combined speed of 50 miles per hour. If you knock him off, you win. If he hits you wrong, somebody dies. You win your first 3 jousts. The 4th nearly kills you. A lance splinters and a shard punches through the gap under your arm. The surgeon stitches you with silk thread and tells you to rest a month. You're back on a horse in 2 weeks. 50 pounds a year plus prize money plus ransoms. When you defeat a knight, you can claim his horse and armor. You send money to your mother. She thinks you're dead. She screams when the messenger shows up. Level 7. The Champion. You're 29, 40 tournaments, 23 jousts won. People know your name. When you ride in, the crowd reacts. Lords pay you appearance fees just to show up wearing their colors. 200 pounds a year. You own property. 3 war horses. You have a squire of your own, a kid who reminds you of yourself, hungry, desperate, watching everything. But every knight you face now has trained since childhood. A French knight named Guillaume Delores breaks your collarbone at Smithfield. You finish the bout with 1 working arm. You lose. First time in 2 years. You lie on the ground staring at the sky, thinking about the day your father shoed that horse. 1 moment changed everything. Level 8. The King's Champion. You're 33. The king invites you to the royal tournament at Windsor. Stands draped in silk, knights from France, Burgundy, the Holy Roman Empire. This isn't a county fair. This is politics disguised as sport. The king needs you to beat the French champion, Jean de Beaumont. Never been unhorsed. You watch 3 of his bouts. He leans left before impact. Barely noticeable, but it's there. First pass, you hit him clean. Second pass, same spot. Third pass, he aims for your face. His lance strikes your visor. The world goes black for a second. You stay on. You aim low. You catch him in the chest. He flies off his horse so hard his squire has to carry him off the field. The king stands. The crowd erupts. You're granted lands, 200 acres, a title. You're not a blacksmith's son anymore. You have a manor. You have tenants. You've arrived. Level 9. The Aging Champion. You're 40. Your body is a museum of old injuries. Your shoulder doesn't rotate properly. Your knee swells in the cold. Headaches that last for days from taking lances to the helmet for 20 years. Young knights challenge you at every tournament. They want the reputation that comes from beating you. Some of them are faster now, stronger. They've studied your techniques the same way you once studied Sir Roland's. You lose more than you used to. The crowds still cheer, but there's something else in it now. Pity. You hate it. You keep fighting because you don't know how to do anything else. This is all you are, a man on a horse with a lance. Take that away, and what's left? Level 10. The Legend. You're 50. You haven't fought in 3 years. Your squire is a champion now. He wins using techniques you taught him, the same ones Sir Roland taught you. You sit in the stands at Warwick, the same field where you watched from the mud as a barefoot kid. A young page is standing by the fence with that look. Hungry, desperate, dreaming. You recognize it because it never leaves you. Lances shatter, a knight falls, the cycle continues. Your shoulder aches. You have lands, you have a name, you have scars that tell a story most men wouldn't believe. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you wish you could do it all one more time.